Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Sunday, November 22nd, 2020. And yes, today is 11/22. And so I'm feeling this as a kind of a portal-y energy that we have going on today. We don't have an official portal according to our galactic calendar until tomorrow. However, with the repeating 11s and 2s, I'm feeling this as an energetically potent and powerful day. We have seen a lot of repeating 1s and 2s throughout this year, right? The year of 2020, which is a repeating 2. And this just significant dates that have happened on these days that have these repeating 1s and 2s, all leading up to and culminating with, of course, that great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that is happening on December 21st, 1221, 2020. So just keeping that, being aware of that today, noticing that it's probably a very energetically, I'm feeling it as a very energetically powerful day. And it is appropriate that we have the 1-1 and the 2-2, right? Because these are reflections, these are mirrors. And that is the galactic frequency or signature of the day, the white self-existing mirror. And this is, of course, a day that's guided by the crown chakra, being a Sunday, and also by timelessness. But this white self-existing mirror energy is I feel it's like magnified by the date today, right? And this energy is all about reflecting, endlessness, and order. And it's about the understanding that our perception, right, is what creates our truth and our reality. And so everything that unfolds before us, everything that we create through the lens of our perception. And we really want to understand our perceptions and understand how they are creating our reality. Today's a really good day for that, especially with the self-existing tone being the tone of the day, because the self-existing tone is all about structure and form. It's about asking those tough questions, understanding the parameters of a situation, getting all of the information so that we can make an educated plan moving forward. A very, very Virgo-like energy with this self-existing tone. And so we're looking at that when it comes and applying that to this white mirror energy. So how is it that we are able to look at what's being reflected to us in our outside reality and use that information to take stock of our own beliefs, our own perceptions, our own truths, our own vibration, and then move from there and decide, what do I like? What am I not so crazy about? What do I want to keep? What do I want to change? And knowing that we absolutely have the choice and the power to do all of those things. And this is also a day where we want to be aware and respect the fact that everybody has their own lens, right, through which they're seeing the world. And so everybody's perceptions are a bit different. Everybody's version of truth is a bit different. And this is what allows for all of the many perspectives and realities, right, and truths of the universe, of the multiverse. And this is a beautiful thing, because this is why the multiverse was created, right? Source wanted to experience itself in all of the ways that it could, through all of the different lenses, all of the different perspectives. And it's a beautiful, beautiful energy, this energy of diversity. We want to celebrate that energy, and we want to respect the lens through which others see the world. However, we are more than welcome to share our own perspective if we are asked, so that perhaps by the sharing of each of these perspectives, each of our perspectives can broaden a little bit more. And that lens maybe can be polished and be a little more clear. And that is the ultimate goal, right? Is to polish that lens until we're seeing we're experiencing, right, this multiverse through the least distortion possible. The affirmation for today is, I define in order to reflect, measuring order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of timelessness. Very heavy with that timeless theme lately, which which I really enjoy, right? I think we all really enjoy that energy of stepping out of that notion of time and really moving into the state of being present, moving into the now, right? That is how we transcend time, is by being fully present in the now moment. So we do have some interesting astrology going on today. We have the sun moving into Sagittarius today, so happy birthday to all of our Sagittarians out there. It is your time to shine. And this is a really nice, refreshing energy, right? We're moving into this. Sagittarius is the gypsy. It's the explorer. It's the student. So we're ready to learn. We're ready to explore. We're ready to travel in whatever way that means for us. It may not be possible to physically travel right now, but we can travel every time we meditate, right? We're traveling. Every time we read a book, we're traveling. Every time we watch a movie, we're traveling. Every time that we interact with somebody from a different culture, somebody with a different perspective, we are traveling in a sense. And we are learning and we are growing. So we're going to want to broaden our horizons a little bit more. And we want to really sink into that aspect of the Sagittarian energy if possible, right? That's the higher vibration. The lower vibration of Sagittarius energy is that kind of dogmatic energy when we've put together our own perspective, right? Our own experience. We have our own mirror that we're looking into. And that mirror has been constructed by everything that we have learned and experienced. But we want to be careful that we're not trying to project that onto others and tell people this is how you need to live, or this is what truth is, because this is what my truth is, because this is the way that I think that people should live, right? We want to always just bring it back to ourselves and have our own experience and continue to be willing to grow and to learn. And then we can capitalize on this energy for the next month, this fiery energy, right? Sagittarius is a fire sign. We're wanting to initiate. We're wanting to get things done. We're wanting to move. I wanted to say flow. Fire has its own flow, right? It's a very powerful flow, but it ebbs and flows. It moves in a similar way sometimes, except with a little more zest than water, I guess, right? It's a little quicker. There's a difference to the flow, but it's still a type of flow in its own way. And so we're moving into that energy and we're getting really excited about that energy, I think. And Sagittarius is that mutable fire. So it's that being willing to bend and to flow. That's where that flow energy was coming from too, right? Is the mutable energy of being changeable. Not holding too fixed or firm to one idea, but allowing that to morph and shift, just the way if you stare into a fire and you watch the way the flames move, they're constantly morphing and shifting and transforming. And so that's the energy. That's the kind of flow that we want to allow ourselves to enter into during Sagittarius season. We also have Venus moving into Scorpio. This is a very intense energy. This Scorpio energy is not done with us yet, guys. We are being asked to transform on a major level. This entire year has been a process of transformation, and all of these Scorpio energies at the end of the year are really pushing that, right? We're not going to be able to get away from this. However it is that we are being asked, wherever it is, whatever death we are being asked to die so that we can be reborn, that energy is just continuing to come at us. And now it's coming at us in the form of our relationships. And as we really examine those to an even deeper level, now that we have Venus, the sign of love and partnership, in the sign of Scorpio. I mean, Venus rules many things as well. Venus rules finances, all physical matters. However, a big one that we're looking at and that I'm feeling is that partnership energy. So we're going to be going deep when it comes to that. This is not a lighthearted energy. This is that Scorpio we talk about likes to dive deep, likes to be truly intimate. Scorpio wants to see your soul. And if you are not willing to bare your soul, then Scorpio is not interested in anything else, right? Scorpio is an intensely sexual and passionate sign, right? But Scorpio wants that true intimacy. It doesn't want something on the surface level. And so we are going to be examining our sexuality. We're going to be examining our relationships, our ability to be truly intimate with ourselves and others. And some of these themes were already introduced to us and we started feeling them if you guys watch that New Moon in Scorpio video. that was kind of like the set point, and now we're getting deeper and deeper into that energy. What does it truly mean to be intimate with myself, and how does that translate into my ability to be intimate with another? This is the energy of secrets. This is that Plutonian energy, right? And so we may have secrets come out. Anything that was hidden and tried to be swept under the rug when it comes to our relationships, if it hasn't already been aired out, it will be now. This is kind of like the final point of like, we've been getting warmed up for this. And if we have not been able to really go deep yet when it comes to those aspects of ourselves and our relationships, now we're going under. Now is the time where we are being fully taken there. We also have the moon today in Pisces. And so this is a super dreamy energy, right? Pisces energy Pisces is ruled by Neptune, not the moon, but it's a very similar energy. And so we're that spiritual feeling, that intuition, all of those aspects, that oneness aspect, really that emotional need to be close to people, to really meld with people, especially when exemplified by or exacerbated by that Venus and Scorpio energy, right? We're really going to be feeling that and wanting to tap deep into our emotional well today and the emotional well of others. Today may be a day where some people might be drawn a little bit toward escapism, so we want to be careful about that. We have Neptune in Pisces slowing down as well. Neptune has been going retrograde and will actually station and then start moving direct during the eclipse, which is pretty intense energy. But we can feel that already. As a planet gets ready to change direction, it slows down even more. And so its energy gets more and more powerful, and is the most powerful when it is stationed, right? Where it's not moving either way. It's kind of slowed to a stop. And that energy is extremely magnified. So we're going to be feeling that during the eclipse. And we're probably already going to be feeling that. And we may be feeling I can feel almost like a nervousness or an anxiety in the air for some today, as it's between Venus moving into Scorpio and the beginnings of that energy and Neptune slowing down. It's like something's coming, but we don't know what that something is, or it's like that stuff that has still successfully been suppressed is sort of kind of worming its way and working its way up. And it hasn't quite reached the surface yet, so we're not quite aware fully of what all of that is, but we can feel it coming and we can feel it moving, especially with that moon and Pisces energy, that deeply intuitive energy today. So that's what I'm feeling for the astrological forecast. Those are the major, a lot of the alignments are the same as what we've seen. We do have the moon in a perfect sextile to Uranus today, which highlights this sort of rebellious energy and this energy of, I feel the escapism thing as coming up for a lot of people today, actually. The escapism, just that energy of, that psychic energy though too, really, right? Uranus is that planet that connects us to those higher dimensions. And and Pisces is all about that as well, right? So with these energies combining, I'm feeling that intuitive sense really being heightened for a lot of people, but also sort of that desire to rebel. And so we want to pay attention to that and just notice that. We also have Venus in a square to Saturn. And so that is just amplifying this energy when it comes to the lessons that we've learned around all of these scorpionic energies, around relationships, right? Around self-love, all of that stuff. We're feeling that. We're feeling the pull of that, the push and the pull of that very heavily today. So let's get into the cards now and see what the cards have to say. Okay, we're going for these first. The Archangel Power Tarot. Clear. What guidance do the archangels have for us today as we navigate these intense waters, right? A very watery day between that Scorpionic energy, the Pisces energy. Very, very watery day. But we got that fire in there too, the fire and the water, which is always an interesting combination. And I just got the image of like a pot when the water starts boiling. So be careful of that today. And then with the 10 of Ariel is coming out. There is so very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. And so what I'm feeling with this energy is a reminder for people to be grateful today. Be grateful for the things that you have. There's a lot of incredible blessings that have been coming into people's lives. And there's a lot of blessings that were already present in our lives, right? That sometimes we start to forget about. And this is a reminder to remember that and to go back to gratitude. If today is a day where you are feeling frustrated, if you are like that pot that's boiling, that's starting to boil over, right? Remember the things that you are grateful for. Remember and count the blessings so that you can then watch those blessings multiply. There is so very, very much to be grateful for. And that's how we receive even more to be grateful for, is through that process of gratitude. And then we have the King of Gabriel coming out. Keep your eyes on the big picture, leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success, genuine concern for others. And so what I'm feeling with this card is, I'm feeling for some of you guys, somebody coming in who's going to be of assistance to you. Somebody coming in who's going to be of assistance. If there's some sort of experience that you need to gain, if there's something that you need help with, and you've been asking for that help, there is somebody coming into your reality who is going to be able to help you with that, whether this is something financial, whether this is like a piece of the puzzle. This is reminding me of during I guess you would call it a class, or something similar to a class that I was in yesterday. And a very wise lady was talking about the keys to manifesting and the being specific, right? And lining out exactly what it is that you need in order to accomplish the thing that you are looking to accomplish, right? Being very specific about those requests. What is it that I need in order to get this done? What do I understand is necessary? What are those ingredients? And then asking for help with those specific things. All right. And so that energy is coming through right now. And there are people who are ready and willing and able and have the experience and the knowledge to assist you, for some people the finances, to assist you with what it is that you need at this time. So pay attention for that. Look out for that. Be willing. That's why it's like stay in this attitude of gratitude, this attitude of giving and receiving. Be willing to receive, but also be willing to give. And as we remain grateful, as we continue to give, we open ourselves up to receive more, right? And that for some of you is going to come in the way of assistance. So if there is somebody who is coming into your life and offering you assistance right now, and you could, if you're honest with yourself, you could use that assistance, don't be too proud to accept the help, is the message that's coming through there. And then we have the Three of Raphael, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships and children. And so this is a lot of energy, this family energy coming through. I feel like celebrations of families, some maybe people finding out that they're about to start a family, right? Announcements of babies, engagements, all kinds of beautiful stuff that I feel is coming through. And this is also, I mean, we're heading into the holidays, right? So and gratitude, right? Traditionally is something that we practice during this holiday season, however you feel about the holiday of Thanksgiving itself and what it actually represents. We're not going to get into any of that right now. But one thing I think we can all agree on, and this does not have to be specific to a time of year, but is this attitude of gratitude and staying in that, just enjoying friends, enjoying family, enjoying as that begins to expand. I'm just feeling expansion. And that expansion is facilitated by gratitude. Yeah. I mean, this is too, when we talk about Venus and Scorpio, right? This is the make it or break it energy for relationships. Are you able to, everything that you truly want and need is out on the table, and are you able to give that and receive that, or are you not? And so for some people who examine this process and realize that there may be announcements that come up around that as far as relationships and things like that go as well. And then we have 15, decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back and need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. And so this is that energy. I feel as though this is interesting. I feel like for some people, this energy of family is really good. And for other people, it's maybe a stress. And honestly, it's a stress that possibly you don't need, right? During these times, we are being urged to stay home anyway. And so I am not advocating that we follow any system of control that tells us what we are supposed to be doing with our bodies. However, I am saying that it may be a great excuse. If there's a situation that you're just not feeling and you're not wanting to put yourself in, don't put yourself in that situation. You can use the current times as an excuse if you need to. It's always better if we can be upfront, right? But if you're not able to do that, then go ahead. Whatever it is, whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. And for some of us, it's we're needing to detox. We're needing to release. There's a person, there's a situation, there's an energy that is holding us back that we are being called to release. So that's really interesting. A lot of different messages coming through here as far as what people, there's people coming together, there's people moving apart. It's like paying attention to what is specific to our situation and what it is that we specifically need as we move forward. And yeah, for some of us, it's detaching ourselves and detoxing ourselves from a state of mind, right? This lack of confidence, this fear, these worries that are unfounded. If you are struggling with that, please reach out to me. We can work on that. We have all different ways that we can sort of tackle those issues and move you through that energy. My email is in the description box below. But yeah, it's detaching from those old belief systems, right? Those old fears, those old tired worries that keep us in this box, right? These old ways of thinking. And we've been at this entire year of 2020, right? And so for some people, that's what you need to detox from, is your own mind. And then we have the 7 of Gabriel. Stand up for what you believe and have confidence. Claim your personal power, right? And the Queen of Gabriel, you can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people, like we were talking about, right? Attracting helpful people. You have the ability to do that. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to accept help when it is offered. It's so funny how things come back around, because this was just the conversation that was being had yesterday in the group that I was in, and now it's coming up on here, and everything is connected. Nothing happens by accident. Yes, spirit works through people. Spirit is non-corporeal, right? It's etheric. And so in order for that help to translate through to us in a physical way, it has to come through physical things. So if you are sitting and you are praying for assistance, but you are unwilling to take the physical hand that's offered to you, then you are essentially rejecting the assistance that Spirit is attempting to give you. It does not mean that you are weak to accept help. We all need help. So know that and embrace that and allow that, and this journey can become much less of a struggle. And it's this claiming the personal power, this confidence. And part of how we claim our confidence is by detoxing ourselves from all these old, unhelpful, habitual patterns of thinking and believing. It's also from removing ourselves from situations as well, where people are not supportive of us. We don't need other people's support and validation. However, if we are constantly in a situation where people are putting us down, where people are berating us, where people are critiquing us and making us feel, putting that energy out there that facilitates us feeling smaller. Nobody can make us feel anything, right? We choose to take that on. However, it's really difficult to grow and to blossom in that type of atmosphere. So some people have to detox from those situations as well. If you are in that type of situation, you don't have to be. Claiming your personal power often means walking away. It doesn't necessarily mean staying in an uncomfortable situation. It means having enough self-respect and enough self-love to walk away. And this may be coming up for some people as well, like we said, with family energy. It doesn't, just because you're born into a bloodline does not mean that you have to stay in that situation. We can disconnect ourselves from anyone who is robbing us of our peace of mind. Absolutely anyone, and that includes family. And then we have the Knight of Michael coming out. Time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. So this is the energy of thinking on our feet. There may be sudden changes in our physical reality. And we've been seeing this as well. We have eclipse season coming up. I'm feeling that energy with the eclipse season. And we want to allow our emotions to be a barometer for us, but we don't want to make decisions based solely out of our emotions. We want to make them from our heart, but that's not the same as making them out of emotion. How do I explain the difference there? I'm feeling like I'm supposed to explain the difference there. So our emotions are a barometer to how things are resonating with us. Our emotions are also sometimes, our emotions come up as they're reactionary. And they're very transient. They shift and they change and they flow. And so we want to pay attention to them and what they are teaching us, what they are showing us. We can actually personally ask them, what are you teaching me? What are you showing me? But that's all we want from them, is to help us to take that temperature of a situation, of how we are feeling about a situation, how that is affecting us vibrationally. But we want to make our decision from a different place, not in the middle of that emotion. We want to then pull in, this is how we balance the logic and the intuition, right? We then pull in the logic and we say, okay, so this situation is bringing up these feelings and these emotions. Why is that? What can I do about that? Do I want to continue to experience that? Is there a way to shift that? Is there a way to move through? If this is bringing up trauma in me, is there a way to move through that trauma? And if these are things you're working out on, again, please reach out to me. My email is in the description box below. How can I neutralize that? How can I move through that? Like, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? Is this teaching me a need that I have that's not being fulfilled? How can I then get that need fulfilled? There are so many different ways that we can then bring in the logic. So we take the information, right, the data that we gather from our emotions, and then we bring the logic in to make a decision. And that's how we tie the two together. And the truth, like, our hearts are our truth. When we can tap into the truth of our hearts and be led by our hearts, that's what it means to be led by our hearts, to be led by our truth, to be led by love, the ultimate manifestation and highest version of love. That's different. Our hearts are not the same as our emotions. We have emotions. And sometimes the truth of our hearts is buried under layers of trapped emotion. That truth is what we want to be guided by, not necessarily all the reactionary emotions. We use them as a guide in a different way. I hope that any of that made sense, the way I was sort of trying to explain that. But there is going to be a need for many people to put into practice. I feel like that process that we just started talking about, that I just started describing, because when these changes come in, there may be decisions that need to be made quickly. And so there may not be time for a long drawn out process. So the better we get at this process, the more easily we can implement it quickly and efficiently. And then we have the 5 of Gabriel. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. What is the gift in this? Whatever situations come up for you today or in the days that follow, these readings, it says it's for today, but they're not time specific. Time, like, we're not looking at time linearly anymore, right? Time is fractal time. It doesn't exist in this straight line. And so this video can apply whenever it applies. But whatever is going on right now, understand that there is a greater orchestration to it. There's no use sitting in regret. What is that going to do? That's not constructive. It's not helpful. Instead of, it's like the Five of Cups card in the traditional tarot. Instead of sitting there crying over the cups that have spilled, pay attention to the ones you still have. This is bringing it right back to the beginning of the reading, being grateful, finding the things to be grateful for, so that we can then watch those blessings multiply. Yeah. And then on the bottom under that, I'm being drawn again to a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So this fast-moving energy that we can feel coming in, that's reminding me of that energy that I felt like we could feel coming up within us and we didn't really know what it was. We may be sensing that as well in the outside, as there are the outside, right? As energy and momentum is gaining. This is also talking about how powerfully and quickly we're manifesting right now. That's why we want to keep in this attitude of gratitude, because things are coming through so quickly and so powerfully for us. And we want to be putting out the energy of what it is that we are wanting to experience and receive. Our thoughts, our words, our minds are so very powerful right now. So that is also a reminder about that. Yeah. And whatever it is that I feel like there's blessings coming in and there's things that are being released. And I feel as though this isn't necessarily even two different sets of people. It's like we're simultaneously experiencing this, which can be very confusing when all of these good things are coming in and we're also having to release and let go of things that maybe we still have some attachment to. And so we're confused because it's painful and it's really beautiful at the same time, right? On the bottom, what drew me to this was, this is the 10 of Michael's situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. So whatever's trying to leave, let it leave. Let it leave to make room for what's ready to come, and focus on the beautiful things that you still have in your life that resonate with you, that are meant for you. And you know they're meant for you because they're not going anywhere. And the self-confidence, forgiveness, that coming in really, really strongly. Yeah. All right, I think we're going to call it for today. I love you guys. I appreciate you so very, very much. If you liked this video, like this video. Comment down below. Let me know how today is going for you. Let me know how you're feeling. Just in general, I love hearing from you guys. There are links down below to donate to my channel if you feel so moved to do so. It is so greatly appreciated. But do understand that every single like, every single comment, every single share and subscribe is the same as making a donation. It helps these videos get out to more people and helps this channel to continue to grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the bell with the little squigglies to catch all of the notifications so you know when I put out more videos. And I will talk to you all very, very, very soon. As I said, reach out to me. My email's down below if you require some assistance. We can work through all of this stuff that's coming up. That's what I do, and I would love to do it for you. I'll talk to you guys soon.